The Astros have defeated the Mariners by a score of 10-7, and it happened as I was making this video. Mariners manager Dan Wilson should be immediately fired for this disaster class of a baseball game. 7-7, bottom 10. Astros with a chance to take the lead. Not only take the lead, but walk off this game because Dan Wilson doesn't know what he's doing. He pulled Cal Raleigh out for Weston Wilson in the 8th inning. Now Johnny Pareda is catching. Yeah, sure, Munoz is on the mound, but he gave up 2 runs already. This is absolutely ridiculous. I want somebody fired right now. Okay, so today the Mariners had 7 runs on 12 hits. The Astros had 10 runs on 12 hits. The Mariners did not have a home run. However, they did have multiple extra base hits, including a Victor Robles triple. As Robles went 3 for 5 today with a triple, 2 RBIs, and a run. The Astros had 2 home runs, including a walk-off 3-run jack. Mariners 18 bases, Astros 20. 1 steal for the Mariners and 2 for the Astros. Mariners left 10 on base, Astros left 5. Neither team committed an error. Let's go ahead and talk about the scoring. Top of the first, Dom Canzone singles and scores Randy Arozarena. And then a sacrifice fly from Josh Naylor to score Dom Canzone. 2-0 Mariners. Bottom 1, Jordan Alvarez homers, 2-1. Bottom 2, Cam Smith triples to score Christian Walker. Then Jeremy Pena single. This is bottom 1 still. Jeremy Pena singles on a ground ball. Christian Vasquez to second. Cam Smith scores. Isaac Peretti singles on a ground ball to third baseman Brendan Donovan. Vasquez scores. Pena scores. 5-2. 43-pitch second inning for George Kirby. Or first inning for George Kirby. We didn't think he was going to continue in the game. Top 6, Victor Robles singles on a ground ball to left fielder Taylor Trammell. Former Mariner, Josh Naylor scores. 5-3. Top 8, Brendan Donovan grounds out. Jeremy Pena to first, shortstop Pena to first baseman Walker. Julio scores. 2 outs. 5-4. Brock Rosen first MLB hit a ground rule double on a fly ball down the right field line. Weston Wilson scores. Victor Robles the third. Weston Wilson was on second base because Dan Wilson pulled Cal Raleigh for a pinch runner, who was then replaced defensively by Johnny Pareda, the Mariners' backup catcher. This did not cost the Mariners the DH spot. It wouldn't cost the Mariners the DH spot. And then we've got Victor Robles in the top of the 10th, triples on a fly ball to center fielder. Dalton Varsho, Brendan Donovan scores. And then Brock Roden out on a sacrifice fly. 7-5. Bottom 10, Andres Munoz is in. Andres Munoz is going to take the loss, 2 outs, but the winning run scored. Isaac Peretti singles on a line drive to center fielder. Robles Pena scores, 7-6. Dalton Varsho singles on a ground ball to left fielder Randy Arozarena. Allen scores. Altuve to second. 7-7. That's 1 earned run for Munoz there. Remember, Manfred runners do not count as earned runs. And then Christian Walker homers. 23rd of the year on a fly ball to left field. Altuve scores. Varsho scores. Walker scores. So that's all the scoring for the game. You know, overall, I wouldn't say that that's terrible. Mariners, unfortunately, had chances to get their runs in, but they didn't get them in. There were a lot of times where the Mariners had men on base and just didn't do anything with it. In general, when the Mariners have multiple extra base hits, they win the game. And they did have that today. A double from Arozarena, a double from Rodriguez, a double from Naylor, and a double from Roden, a triple from Robles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra base hits, but no home runs. Total bases are Arozarena 3, Canzone 2, Donovan and Naylor each with 1, Robles with 3, Rodden with 5, Julio with 2. RBIs from Canzone, his 51st, Donovan his 9th, Naylor his 44th, Robles 2 for his 7th, and Roden his first 2 career RBIs. 2 out RBIs from Roden and Robles. Runners left in scoring position, 2 out. Young and Donovan each left 2. Sac flies from Naylor and Roden. That's great. Mariners often have a hard time executing the sacrifice fly, but they didn't today, and they grounded into a double play. Canzone 4 for 12 with runners in scoring position. That breaks down to 1 for 4 for a 250 average, but they left 10 on base. Stolen base from Julio and a pickoff from Cal. Vasquez at second base. So the Mariners did not turn a double play today. That's okay. Batting from Houston, extra base hits. A triple from Smith, a home run from Alvarez, and a home run from Walker, 3 extra base hits. RBIs from Alvarez, 88, Paredes, 3, 65, Pena, 39, Smith, 45, Varsho, 29, Walker with 3 for 70. 2-out RBI from Varsho. Walker had 3, Pena, Smith, and Paredes had 2. Runners left in scoring position, 2 out, Walker and Trammell. Team was 5 for 8 with runners in scoring position, which doesn't actually have which can't be reduced, so we're going to do it as is 62.5%. I should have known that. I should have just straight up known that. 62.5% versus 25% with runners in scoring position. Double play from Pena to Walker. Stolen base from Altuve. His 2 stolen bases from Altuve. His 4th of the season. Both off of Kirby, which is kind of interesting that happened. George just sort of wasn't paying attention to him. He stole 2nd and 3rd. Overall, yeah, he did end up scoring. So, Mariners again struggle with runners in scoring position versus their opposition, who actually is outlier good with runners in scoring position. Usually about a 33% is what you want to have with runners in scoring position in order to score. 10 left on base versus the Astros 5. Double in that category. That's not good at all. Mariners need to work on that. Unfortunately, it does not appear that the Mariners are going to be doing that. 100 losses are actually on the table for the Mariners as they fall to 57 and 66. 3rd in the American League West, 63 and 60 for the Astros. A couple more games for these two teams coming up. Let's talk about pitching from both teams now. Both teams had to go deep into their bullpen, as between the 2 starting pitchers, only 9 1/3 of the 20 available innings were pitched by starters. George Kirby, entering this season, had the best walk to strikeout ratio in MLB history, where it was very, very low. Unfortunately, that led to him being coached to throw outside of the strike zone because he was giving up a lot of hits, a lot of contact, and he's not necessarily a ground ball pitcher. He has a strikeout pitch, he has a fly ball pitch. He doesn't really have a ground ball pitch, and that's what led to him today to go 4 2/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 2, gave up the 1 home run on 43 pitches in the first inning. Michael Rucker came in to relieve him, which I was surprised by, but he had a clean sheet. 1 of the 3rd innings with a strikeout, came back out. Gabe Spire came out perfectly clean, 1 inning, 1 strikeout. Bizzardo came in 2 clean innings, 2 strikeouts. So you think, okay, Mariners might have a chance to come back out. It's 5-5 going into the bottom 10. Or going to the top of the 10th. Mariners get a couple runs. 7-5, you're up 2. Save situation. Bring in Munoz. Then, Munoz comes in 2/3 of an innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He did strike out 1, gave up that game-losing home run, raises his ERA to 4.47. Total is Mariners 9 2/3 innings pitched, 12 hits, 10 runs, 9 of them earned, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, 2 homers. And all of the runs were given up by people who by pitchers who do not expect to give up runs. George Kirby, yes, he has once or twice a year a bad start. But prior to today, in his prior 10 starts against Houston, he'd given up 15 earned runs, ERA of 2, and then he gave up 5 earned runs today. Unfortunately, a lot of them were just earned runs because he had that 5th inning. In fact, the Astros scored in 2 innings, the 5th and the 10th. The Mariners shut them down, or the 2nd and the 10th. The Mariners shut them down from the 2nd to the 9th, and the Mariners were able to bounce back. Mariners started up 2-0. Lambert for the Astros, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, walked 2, struck out 6. Sousa struck out 2, Okert struck out 1, and Hader struck out 2. For a total of 11 strikeouts, Mariners had 30 outs. So 11 out of 30 outs is a little over 33% of the outs were via the strikeout. That's not good. Mariners 12 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, like I said. Remember the Manfred runner, which is the runner placed on second base to start extra innings. Any extra innings outside of the playoffs does not count as an earned run for the pitcher or the team. There was a balk committed by Kirby, which was really weird, and I understand what it was. Now, when you attempt to pick off a runner, you have to throw to a base that's either occupied or actively being stolen. First base was not occupied. He threw to first base, so that ended up leading to... Did that end up leading to a run? No, it did lead to a run by moving runners over, but he made a mistake. He went to first. An intentional walk of Alvarez by Kirby, and Randy Arozarena got hit by another pitch. Time of the game, 3 hours, 29 minutes, 30,582 in attendance at Diagon Park. Date, August 14th, 2026. Ended a little after 11:30 Eastern, 11:45 Eastern time after an 8:10 start. Julio with the steal. Julio looked really good, but we're going to talk about Rucker, Spire, and Bizzardo. Great. They look great. 2, 3, 4 1/3 innings of just clean baseball. Kirby, 3 2/3 innings of clean, allowing the Mariners to stay in it after what he did. Munoz, not clean. And we've looked at Andres Munoz baseball savant page in the past, and he continues to throw fastballs. Despite the fastballs, yes, they have maximum velocity. Pitching run value is actually really good right now at 70th percentile. But the fastball run value, 47th percentile. And his breaking run value is good, 88th. And his off-speed run value is 57. His expected ERA is a 3.13, and his actual ERA is a 4.47. So he's actually underperforming his advanced metrics. He's underperforming his advanced metrics. This is Andres Munoz's savant page prior to today's game. It updates once a day. He's got a lot of green, but there's too much blue on there, and the eye test doesn't pass for him to continue being the Mariners' closer. Let's talk about hitting now, and I don't want to talk about the Astros hitting right now. I just want to talk about the Mariners. Cole Young, leadoff, 0 for 6 with 2 strikeouts. He's been doing okay, but I think the last 3 games he's been in a little bit of a slump. Obviously, he's a second-year player, sophomore player, still adjusting, but you can't have the leadoff guy going 0 for 6. You just can't. And he struggled a little bit at the plate today. Randy Arozarena 2 for 4 with a run scored. No RBIs, no walks. Got hit by a pitch again and struck out twice. Randy is basically Ty France at this point with getting hit by pitches. And it's ridiculous how often he gets hit by a pitch. And he's not crowding the plate like Ty France did. He's not trying to. They pitch him inside because he's not good at hitting there. And then the issues for the Mariners were not at the plate. Mariners had hits. Yeah, 250, you could be better with runners in scoring position, but at 250, that's where league batting average is about 250, 260. So if you're living at 250 with runners in scoring position, you're happy. Yeah, the Astros did better with runners in scoring position, but it was all down to 2 innings. The 10th and the 1st. The Mariners had literally pitchers be perfect for a couple of innings out of the bullpen. George Kirby, he struggled, but he got through. He got through to get that bullpen. He didn't go full 5, but he went 4 2/3. Rucker only had to get 1 out in the 4th. There was a possibility that George could have had to got pulled in the 1st or the 2nd, but no, 43 pitches. He goes almost 100 pitches, and it works out. The issues here are that the Mariners, when they struggle on offense, the pitching's not there. Or the pitching's there, but they're struggling on offense. And 1 or 2 runs, 3 runs, quality start, but you score none, you're going to lose. And when they struggle with the pitching, the offense is there, but the pitching struggles a lot. And yeah, these are some great homegrown talented pitchers, but unfortunately, there are times where they struggle, and today was one of those days where George Kirby and Andres Munoz struggled mightily, and unfortunately, for the Mariners really cannot afford that right now, as the Mariners right now fall to 57 and 66. They have 49 games left. 66 plus 49 is just going to let you know that they have the chance to lose 115 games. They're not going to be a 100-win team. That is possible. That is not possible, actually. But today, the Mariners also found out that the 116-win season is still the record, along with the Cubs. But yeah, the offense was there. Situational hitting was there. The Mariners were able to get 2 sacrifice flies. The Mariners had doubles, triples. They didn't hit a home run. but they had hits. They had situational hitting. Yes, 50% of the Mariners' runs come from the home run. So in theory, you'd have expected 4 runs from a home run and 3 runs to not be from a home run for this to be normal for what the Mariners' offense does. But no, you got so much different. You got this looked like old school baseball, but unfortunately, the Mariners aren't built for old school baseball. Except sometimes they can do it, but they can't consistently do this, and it's all, hopefully they can continue to consistently do this with the offense, and the pitching staff can just be there, but at this point, I don't know. There's 49 games left in the season. There's not much time left. 2 more games coming up, I think. Or is it 3? Please tell me it's not 3. Please tell me it's not 3. Because if it's 3, that's going to be a major, major problem. Go. Mariners play. No, I just want to know when the games are. Scores. Schedule. What? Is 3 games, an off day Monday, and then 3 against the Brewers. But remember, technically each of these games is sort of worth 2 because it's against the Astros. Divisional games are like that, and unfortunately the Mariners are not playing as well as you would hope them to on any aspect of the